First things, the update on Verdell Jones is that he's making progress. He works every day with our doctors and trainer and Tim Garl to get better, and that's the extent of the update. So, and as far as our team goes right now, we've had a couple of good days to be able to get our legs back underneath us and have some standard setting type of practices that we needed to have again. And it wasn't like we're having bad practices at all, but I think it's always important when you come off a situation where you didn't play nearly as good as you could have, that it's not coach driven, that it's player driven. And again, we're starting to grow into that. So we're excited to play, and it's been a while, it seems like, since we've been home. Even I know it hasn't been that long, but we're excited for the fans. I think we're excited for a great crowd. We're excited for all the red in the building, everybody wearing their red. And we've had a couple of good days of work and preparation. Go ahead.
Is it getting to the point with this team that you could prepare them in practice, but are you worried about what you're going to get? Because it seems to vary so much from game to game.
Well, I think I don't worry in one sense. I don't worry in the sense that when we bring our practice game to the court, we have a chance against everybody, and we're going to play pretty well in the way that they're competing. We just have to learn to be consistent. But a lot of things have to go right for us. You know, right now, with that being said, when you take people out of the lineup like we had the other day, you've got to make your open shots. You've got to be able to get to the foul line. Our transition defense and our one-on-one defense, especially straight line drives, were very poor the other day, and that's something that we've gotten a lot better at. So we regressed in that area, and we've certainly tried to focus on that the last few days again. But again, it's not like we make a lot of changes to it. It's just really a matter of consistency, and we're not at any point. I mean, you saw it in the Michigan game with Verdell and Christian and Jordan. Those three played really, really well. Maurice did some good things inside of that game. And obviously then got hurt at the end. Jeremiah Rivers guarded really well. We don't have the luxury of having a couple guys not have good games. We just don't have that yet. I mean, we're not there, and I think you guys know it as well as I do. And so it's just a matter of, we've got to be clicking. We don't have to click on all cylinders, but we've got to be clicking on a lot of cylinders. And when we don't do that, it's a struggle. You know, we don't have the margin for error that some of the better teams in this league have right now. And then it makes, you know, when you miss somebody like we did the other day, everybody's got to turn it up that much more, and we didn't do that.
Talk about their length and the challenges that brings with Tisdale.
Well, and then there's so many more guys off the bench. When you start to look at depth, I mean, they truly have the next man up theory working for them, because Jeremy Richmond is playing well right now. Brandon Paul is playing very consistent. Certainly they're experienced guys. When you got four seniors playing the quality of minutes that they have, and they're high quality players. They're a great team because they pass the ball so well. They make their shots, especially their open shots, and they really cover for one another defensively. And I think that's where the length really comes in. And when you've got a 6'9" three-man like you have with Bill Cole, when you have the activity of their guards and the pressure that they can cause. Myers Leonard is going to be excellent because he's got the length, he's got the ability to block shots. Richmond, like I said, he's got the force and the will with his body. So they've got all the parts. There's no doubt about that.
When McCamey's on, what makes him so tough to deal with?
I won't be denied. I think that's probably the best thing. He plays the game a lot of different ways, and I think it certainly looks to me like he's as excited by the pass as he is the shot. But when he gets in a mode where he's not going to be denied, whether it's running the offense, getting to the basket in ball screens, getting to the basket in a 1-4 low, those type of things, he is extremely hard to guard. And I think the thing that they're doing so much more now that's different even from last year, they've got three guys in transition that are constantly, they're baseline screening. They're running, you know, a double screen basically on the baseline so he can get into that high pick and roll and create a lot of havoc with that. They're trying to eliminate that early help that you would give because of Bill Cole and because of DJ Richardson on the baseline. And you've got to be really cognizant. They're trying to engage all five defenders in transition defense, and I think that's one reason they're playing so well in transition, and that allows him to do even more with the ball screen.
Kind of asked you this question on Monday, but when you go into a situation when you don't have Verdell, what are the things offensively that become more important, I guess, that get maybe their importance becomes, I guess, amplified if you don't have him there to kind of break
Well,
it
I
down?
would say ball screening, but because he's in. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of guys better in the league, using the ball screen than Verdell. I mean, there's other really good ball screen guards. It's one of the reasons it's a great league. But I think your decision making when you take a leader like that out, what really affected us was the decision making, and I thought we were really affected defensively, and that's where the improvement in Verdell is that we really missed him defensively. We missed him in transition defense because he's really gotten better there. When he's locked into an improvement area, he's like Christian Watford. He really gets better in a hurry at those things. But I think we've got to continue to have movement. Our issues the other day on offense were far and away missed open shots. I mean, it would blow you away how many we missed after I charted it. I mean, so nothing's going to look good in that sense. But the good news is we got a lot of really good shots. I mean, we're in the top 20 in field goal percentage offense in the country. So I have to believe that was somewhat of an anomaly. We don't want that to turn into a pattern. But we did not screen very well the other day. And I think there's got to be even more movement all the time for us, because that's when the ball gets reversed, it allows us to have things happen.
It seems like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but you guys have done more to have more off the ball movement. I mean, it seems like there's been more off the ball.
All year, yeah, all year. And early in the season, we're getting so much off transition, and once you get into conference play, your half-court offense is really going to be prevalent. And I'm not disappointed in those things at all, especially when you look at how many open shots good shooters missed. And that's the bottom line. No, we've got to screen and cut at a really consistent rate. And our screening, it didn't matter who was in there the other day. I mean, we could put Tony Parker in there, and he wasn't going to be as good because our screening wasn't as good. And that can't happen. We just can't do that. So, like I said the other day, it was an all-around soft game for us at the things that really matter, and that's no one's accepting that. And that's why we've had some pretty good practices and even had an extra one on Monday. I mean, it's what we have to do. We have to get that understood.
Can all the missed shots, can that be a product now of friendly rims bringing their confidence back?
Oh, I don't even, maybe, but I don't even look at it like that. We don't miss those shots. And we've been shooting the ball better. And I get more concerned if we're not making the next pass, if our screening's not right. And, I mean, even the other day, you never want to be even on layups. We're close to even on layups, makes and misses. That's not good. You want to be about 75, 80% on making those close range shots, obviously, because those are going to be challenged. And we're not missing. We missed an open dunk, but we didn't miss many open layups. And but I think we've even shot the ball. I mean, we shot the ball pretty well up at Wisconsin. I mean, we've had games where we've shot the ball well on the road. So, and we're making our foul shots. Knock on wood. So we need to keep doing that. We need to get fouled more.
Is it also as much so just Jordy being not himself? Because a bunch of those are automatic for him.
Yeah, I think that, and we're going to go watch the tape in a little bit. I'm pretty clear why he missed shots. He didn't have his feet underneath him.
Right.
He was rushing, and probably only one bad shot there. The one from about 87 feet might have been a little quick. But other than that, we want him to score. But he needs to be under control. And I think you guys see where I like to have him. Yeah, I like to have two guards in the game. Because then you don't have a three really with the way Jeremiah's playing. And we really missed Verdell the other day in some of our decision making, and we got going a little fast. But again, I think that's an anomaly. I think we'll be better at that. But Jordan needs his feet underneath him, and whether it's a pull up or whether it's a three or whatever it is, he doesn't need to rush, doesn't need to be indecisive. But he wasn't alone. We missed a lot of open shots.
You mentioned the other day that Jordan was sick last week. Is he pretty much back to full health?
Yeah, he hasn't been coughing and the way that he has, but yeah, it caught up with him this weekend. I think he feels better. I didn't want him around at all yesterday. I said, get a haircut, clean off those sideburns, and get some rest. So he was pretty good today.
What are you expecting from them defensively? What do you expect them to throw against us?
Oh, I think they're capable of a lot, but their man-to-man is really good. They really cover for each other. I mean, you can tell they played together for a long time. So that's pretty strong. And they're pretty fearless around the rim. I mean, it'll be a little like they come to block the shot. I mean, it'll be like playing Minnesota. I mean, if we just go up there and think we're just gonna take the ball up strong, we're gonna get some block shots. We gotta get the ball in, out, swung, inside out, kicked out on drives. I mean, we gotta move the basketball. You know, this is not a game where we just come down and set up shop in the post. We gotta move it around. And we gotta get it in the post. We gotta get it in the lane. But we just can't line up. They're too good as shot blockers. And it's his wings, too. His wings are blocking shots.
That's as key as anything, start manufacturing some points in the paint. I mean,
Yeah, but we have to do it so many different ways. I mean, we're getting it. We scored points in the paint the other night. I mean, the other day against Iowa. We really did. I mean, it's transition, it's drives, it's second shots. There's some post-ups to it. You know, Christian drove the ball the other day. And again, if we guard better in transition and we make a portion of our open shots, it's a real game. And then we're playing to win it, and we didn't do that. We didn't make enough.
You talked about Christian playing just as well, needing to play just as well defensively as he does offensively. What specifically does he need to do to be able to play well defensively?
I think it's there's a lot of things. I think he's just got to continue to improve in that area, and I know he wants to. I mean, I think he's got to guard the dribble better. I think he's got to become a better help defender. He's got to be a little bit more alert in the lane, a little more active with his hands before the catch rather than after the catch, things of that nature.
I know that you are coach for today and focus on the next game, but at any point in a long flight back from Iowa or whatever, do you give yourself a chance to reflect on what this program's gone through the past couple of years and how many hits they've taken? Whether from Verdell missing games to Mo going out 2 straight years to Guy. I mean, do you think about what you've gone through?
It's negative. You know, I think every time that happens, I view it as negative energy, and I try to stay away from that. You know, there's so much of that goes around you, and you just can't give into that. You know, and you can't give into your own mental state, because if I give into it, the players are going to give into it, and I don't ever let that happen. I mean, I have my moments. I'm sure somebody's thing clicked here. I have my moments. I'm sure everybody in the program has their moments, but we just move right on. I mean, we just move right on. I mean, I don't think you can ever doubt what you're doing. I don't think you can doubt what you're building. I've lived it, so I totally get, you know, what we're going through, and it's just the way that it is. I mean, and really, when we're coming home, I'm grading that tape one way or the other, you know, win or lose. Lately, it's been on the flight home, it's been a loss, you know, so I'm more locked into that than I am any other thoughts.
You say you have your moments. Are there fewer moments now than there used to be, or there?
I don't know if I could quantify it. I try to do a good job of living in the day, you know, I mean, I really do. I mean, a coach has got to have a great vision for the future and the blueprint, and I think we've got that put together. I mean, it's, I don't have concerns about that. You just want to keep building onto that. But the challenge of trying to figure it out every day, the challenge of trying to figure it out through an injury, the challenge, somebody's really clicking. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
The challenge of trying to make guys not only better with their physical skills, which we're getting, but make them better mentally, make them better, the mental toughness part of it, you know, being able to play through mistakes. And that's the stuff that drives me. It's the stuff we have conversations about as a staff. That's the stuff we meet on that in recruiting, you know, and what do we need to do. We break down this team every day as to what we need. I don't mean just, hey, let's work offense and defense. Who needs what? And there's a lot of meetings without a meeting. You know, it's not like you just call people into your office. You just find different ways to get their attention, especially in a long season. But their attitudes have been really good. I mean, this is not a group where I look out there and, boy, I don't want to be around this guy, or I'm concerned about that guy. No, you always have your concerns, but they want to be good. And we just aren't consistent enough yet. And then that's the part that I spend more time worrying about that than I do anything else.